Hello everyone. In the previous video, we talked about word stress, right? And right now we will give you know about the intonation and what's the difference between intonation and word stress or sentence stress. Okay? Let's just start. I already understand what is word stress and sentence stress and also syllable. But intonation. What is intonation?
You don't know what is intonation?
Uh, I don't know.
But you know word stress, syllable, and sentence stress, right?
Yes, I know.
Well, explain it.
Okay, I will explain it. Stress is an emphasis given to a specific syllable or word in speech, usually through a combination of relatively greater loudness, higher pitch, and longer duration. Syllable is a part of a word that is pronounced with one uninterrupted sound. It is also important to remember that we stress the vowel sound on the word, not the consonant sound. The stress placed on syllables in a word is called lexical stress or word stress. Stress placed on the some words within a sentence is called sentence stress or prosodic stress. Sentence stress is the way of highlighting the important words in a sentence. Unlike in word stress, you can choose where you can place the stress. Selecting which word to stress depends on the meaning and the context. However, if the stress is not used correctly, the sentence might be misinterpreted.
Well, intonation is about how we say things rather than what we say. Intonation is a variation of our pitch in spoken language. Intonation indicates our emotions and attitudes. Determine between statements, questions, and sometimes highlight the importance of the verbal message we are giving out. There are 7 patterns of intonation in English: rising, falling, falling rising, rising falling, flat, high, and low. But the most common used in English is the first 4: rising, falling, falling rising, and rising falling.
Calm down, we will continue our video, but first let's change the background.
Falling intonation. Falling intonation describes how the voice falls. It is used in expressing a complete, definite thought and WH question. Example: I live in Madrid. Rising intonation. Rising intonation describes how the voice rises. It's common to use in yes/no question and expressing surprise. Example: what a surprise! Are you thirsty? Are you crazy? Partial intonation. Partial intonation describes how the voice rises then falls. People use this intonation when they are not sure or they have more words to add to a sentence.
We also use this intonation to ask a question, as it sounds more polite. Examples: is this your camera? I live in Madrid, even I was born in Indonesia. She is a lawyer, even she is not working at the moment. Statements information using following intonation. Example: I live in Madrid. I was a student. It's Sunday. Question: expecting a yes/no answer using rising intonation. Example: are you thirsty? Is anybody home? Imperatives use falling intonation. Example: close the window. Turn off the fan. Question tags expecting information use falling intonation. Example: you are my friend, aren't you? But question tags expressing less certainty use rising intonation. Example: it's a beautiful day, isn't it?
Utterances are made up of syllables, and the syllables where the main pitch movement in the utterance occurs are called tonic syllables. The syllables that establish a pitch that stays constant up in the tonic syllables are called onset syllables. Thus, in the following example, married is the onset syllable, which is shown in the capitals, and J is the tonic syllable, which is shown in the capitals and underlined. He married in Japan. We can also represent the intonation patterns in this utterance with a down arrow. He married in Japan. He married in Japan.
Well, maybe that's for today. Thanks for watching and Assalamualaikum. Bye.